Hello all, welcome to my channel Impart and Imbibe. So today once again we will be continuing with the journal entry. In my previous lecture with the journal entry, we have seen how to do journal entry with the help of the golden rule of accounting, and this time I will be talking about how to do journal entry with the help of accounting equation method. So accounting equation method or modern approach, as we have discussed in my previous video, says that any increase in assets will be debited, any increase in liability will be credited, any increase in capital will be credited, any increase in expense will be credited. Will be debited. And for liability, any decrease is debited. For asset, any increase is or any decrease is credited. We have talked about increase and decrease of assets, liability, capital and expenses, and how do we treat them, whether to debit it or whether to credit it. This is what we talked in our previous lecture. For the ones who have not visited my video, can check in my previous journal entry lecture 1 that how I discussed to do journal entry with the help of golden rule of accounting. This time I will be discussing the same question with the help of accounting equation method, how to do journal entry with the help of accounting equation method. So same example, on 1/5/2020, Mehta and Sons started business with cash rupees 50,000. Okay, we will check two accounts getting impacted, cash and capital, right? Now, cash is an asset, so there is an increase in asset. So increase in asset will be debited. So cash account will be debited, and second account is capital. Capital is increasing, so it will be credited. Cash account will be debited to capital account. Okay, so journal entry will be same. Cash account debited to capital account, debit, credit, amount we have written, and the narration. In the previous example also, with the help of golden rule also, same journal entry came, right? It will be same this time also. Only the method to know what to debit and what to credit is changing here. Again, on 2/5/2020, took a bank loan of rupees 50,000. Two account getting impacted, bank loan and bank or cash. Okay, so bank is an asset, cash is coming, asset is coming, increase in asset will be debited, and bank loan is liability, increase in liability will be credited. So bank account debit to bank loan account, increase in asset and increase in liability, increase in asset debited, increase in liability credited. Similarly, on 3/5/2020, purchase goods rupees 30,000. So two accounts, purchase accounts and cash account. Cash is going out, decrease in asset, and goods coming in, increase in asset. Stock increasing in stock is asset. So 30,000 asset will be, purchase account will be debited to cash account, right? Journal entry again remains the same, only the method to know what to debit and what to credit is changing, right? Similarly, on 8/5/2020, sold the goods worth rupees 10,000 to Siddhant. So there is decrease in stock, asset account decrease, we have to credit. So sales will be credited, and increase in debtor. Debtor is an asset because Siddhant will be paying 10,000 later. Till the time we are paying Siddhant, we are selling goods to Siddhant for rupees 10,000 on credit. So is our debtor. Increase in debtor will be debited. Increase in asset will be debited. So Siddhant account debit to sales account amount we will write here. Narration we will write here. Again, sold goods to Preeti. Similar type of journal entry. Sales, because goods decreasing from stock, asset decreasing, and debtor increasing. Debtor is also asset. Preeti is increasing, so 5,000. 5,000 for Preeti will be debited to sales account. Correct. Similarly, sold goods to worth rupees 20,000 to various other consumers, and it was received in cash. So assets increasing, asset is increasing by 20,000, right? And sales goods decreasing, so again decrease in asset will be We know decrease in asset will be credited and increase in asset is debited. So cash is increasing, goods decreasing, cash account debit to sales account. Again, rent paid by him and salary paid by him. This is an example of compound entry which I discussed. We can again do it in a form of compound entry also, or we can do it separate entry also for these two. Both rent and salary are expenses. There is an increase in expense will be debited, and cash is going out, decrease in asset will be credited. So rent account debit, salary account debit to cash account. Rent account debit, salary account debit, and capital cash account is credited. So to cash account, 8,000, 10,000, 18,000. An example of compound entry which I discussed in my previous lecture regarding journal. Now, salary I've discussed on 30/5/2020 received from Preeti rupees 4,500 in full settlement of her account. So Preeti was our debtor. Now Preeti is giving us cash, but she is not giving us entire cash. 500 is discount which is allowed by Preeti, which we are allowing to Preeti because she is only able to pay 4,500. 500 I have already discussed about cash discount and trade discount in my previous lecture. Once again, those who have not seen it, please see my previous video. You will understand it properly. So discount allowed is an expense. It is increasing. It will be debited. Cash we are receiving, increase in asset will be debited to Preeti account because asset is decreasing, debtor is decreasing to Preeti account. Journal entry remains once again same. Cash account debit, discount allowed account debit to Preeti's account. Okay. This is the way we have done journal entry. Only it remained same, only method to know what to debit and what to credit changed, right? Okay. Now we will discuss about bad debt and bad debt recovery. I will give you an example. There were two persons, A and B. Now B wanted to open a shop. Now what happened? B wanted to open a shop. But B had limited money. Now how he can open a shop? He went to a bank. He asked for money, but bank denied him money due to certain reason. Now B still was in the mood to open a shop, so he went to his friend A and asked for some money. A was having a good relationship with B. A gave him rupees 1 lakh to start his shop. But once he started his shop and he was doing good, but all before returning the money to A, what happened? Due to some unforeseen circumstances, he met with an accident and he died. He was survived by his wife. After some days, A went to B's wife and asked for his money. B's wife told him that he could not pay the entire sum because she had to pay other dues also. So she could pay only 80,000. That also she could manage to pay somehow. Since A was good friend of B and he had no other choice, he agreed to take that 80,000. Now this 20,000 is bad debt for him because he is no longer going to receive it. Okay. Now we need to post this in the journal entry also. How do we treat bad debt in journal entry? That we will be discussing. Again, I will be sharing my example with you. One example. This is the example. Shyam became insolvent. A first and final compensation of 75 paise in a rupee was recovered from his official receiver. He owed 10,000. Shyam owed 10,000. Okay. And it is written a first and final compensation of 75 paise in a rupee. It means that if he had to pay 1 rupee, only 75 paise could be received on by his official receiver. It means he owed 10,000, means only 75 by 100 into 10,000, 7,500 could be received in cash. So this 2,500 is bad debt, as I explained. 2,500 is a bad debt, so it is a loss. So loss will always be debited. Cash coming in, amount coming in is 7,500. 7,500 will be debited, and to Shyam was debtor to Shyam account because Shyam is paying Shyam to Shyam account. Okay, we are closing his account for 10,000. 7,500 could be paid. That debt is 2,500. Now what happens? Shyam's wife also paid rupees 2,000 next year. Now since Shyam's account is already closed, here comes into picture new account which is also known as bad debt recovery account. Now how to do journal entry for bad debt recovery account? What happens? We are receiving cash 2,000. Okay, cash coming in. So cash account will be debited. But Shyam is no longer in our book. So new account coming into picture. So we will credit to bad debt recovered account. So this is, you can say, again for, because he considered it to be, he considered 2,500 to be his loss, but now again he's receiving only 2,000, still 500 he made loss. You can, I think there is some mistake in this transaction which we can correct it. Okay, I will correct it later. It will be 2,000. So cash account debit to bad debt recovered account. Now, what is opening entry? Opening entry is the first entry in the journal passed to record closing balance of the previous year prepared at the balance sheet at the end of the year. It captures the closing balances of each asset's liability and forms the basis of accounting entry. What happened once a year is over or accounting cycle is over, we prepare balance sheet and this profit and loss account. So once again in the next year we will start recording transactions in journal, but before that we will also record the opening entry for all assets, liability and capital. And the entry will be, since we know according to accounting equation assets is equal to liability plus capital, so the entry will be assets account debited to capital account to liabilities account. This will be the opening entry of journal. Now I will talk about the concept. We saw how to do journal entry with the help of golden rule of accounting. We saw how to do journal entry with the help of accounting equation method, journal entry cleansing. Now we will see the concept, how to do without use of these two methods. You can do this with the help of concept also, simple concept. First one, we know this is the accounting entry is related only for the amount, not for the quantity. If you buy 100 grams of goods or 1,000 kg of goods, doesn't matter. If what matter is what amount you paid to purchase that goods. So only amount we have to record. Only amount we have to record. We do not account for quantity. Now, very important. Accounting is an act of receiving and giving. We receive certain things and we give certain. What we receive? We receive goods and services. At the same time, we also receive and give promise. What is receive and giving of promise? When we promise to pay in future or we get promise to be paid in future. This is promise. And there are also occurrence of profit and loss. We saw in our previous example of bad debt. Also discount allowed. These are our occurrence of profit and loss. There could be many more such examples. One more thing to be note is that any promise needs to be fulfilled. So there will be another entry. Once one entry will be the promise, for the promise to pay or to be paid, and the another entry will be this promise needs to be fulfilled. Now, what to credit and what to debit once again will come into picture. We need to remember one thing. When we give certain thing, we will debit it. When we receive certain thing, it could be goods, service or promise, will be debited. Any promise received will be debited. Any goods received will be debited. Any services received will be debited. And any goods we give will be credited. Any services we give will be credited. Any promise we give will be credited. Okay. And any loss or profit which happened, again we will apply the same rule of give and receive. So in this way also we can do the same journal entry. I will take 2-3 example and explain. See, this started business with cash rupees 50,000. So two accounts, cash and capital. Receiving cash, anything we receive, anything we get is always debited, and giving what? Capital. Anything we give is credited. Giving capital, getting cash. So cash account debited to capital account. Similarly, bank and bank loan, on same theory or same concept, we can do the journal entry. This sold goods to Preeti. So when Preeti is coming into picture, this time it is not related to getting or giving, it is related to promise. Okay, so we get promise from Preeti that she will be paying rupees 50,000 later. So this promise we are receiving. So Preeti's account will be debited, and what we are giving? We are giving goods. So goods account will be credited. So in this way also we can do journal entry. Similarly for bad debt is a loss, so it is debited. In this manner also we can do journal entry. You can follow any of these three concepts. All three concepts are fine. Whatever suits you, you can carry on with that. I hope it was clear to you and you understood what journal entry is and how to do posting in journal entries with the help of golden rule of accounting, with the help of accounting equation method, and also with simple concept of debit and credit. Whatever we receive, we debit, and whatever we give, we credit. This is the simple concept, and with this help also you can do journal entries. So that's all about journal entry, and you can practice more questions related to journal entry. If you have any problem, you can definitely write in the comment box. I will come back to you and help you. And in my next lecture related to accountancy, I will be discussing on how to do postings in ledger from journal. It is very simple because once you have done journal entry, you have done majority of accountancy I've already discussed. So that's all for today. Please keep on liking, subscribing, and sharing. And thank you so much for viewing my videos and liking it. Thank you and have a nice day.